Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live! Filmed in beautiful Burlington, North Carolina in front of a live studio audience. Now, let's hear it for our special guest host, Andy Riddle and Mike Hornlip!
Give me some love. It is crazy up in here.
My brother that came.
It is crazy in here. They told me I was supposed to settle you guys down, and I didn't stop you yet. I don't know what's going on. But it is awesome to be here at corporate and it's an honor to have Andy and Jane ask us to do the TWC while Andy's out there and fighting and keep expanding the Alliance Nation.
Yeah.
And he's up there with our F&G out there meeting with them, and the longest relationship the Alliance has had.
Wow.
And he's out there celebrating with them and getting more stuff coming for us and really just protecting what we got and then continue growing it from there. And it's just awesome seeing Andy going out there and helping us and continue to battle and do those things for us. We're fresh off the hot spot battle. Fresh off that. The battle between Detroit and Greensboro. Ended up last night. I have some bad news. Shoot. Detroit won.
Yeah.
We have some tricky math, though. I mean, they were at 70 people. Typical Davies, hiding people in the lobby and then bringing them in late. You know what I mean? They come back and they come back. But it was a tight battle, and it was cool, guys. It was cool. They made like posters.
Yeah.
You know, we had the fight going on, and we've been building it up and doing that stuff. And what I'm most proud about is looking at what Detroit and Greensboro did, because it's from those two meetings, they were averaging about 100 people at those hot spots.
That's right.
And they were bringing in about 20 guests every week when the 2 weeks that they did it. And the cool thing is listen to the activity call. I mean, yeah, the activity call Andy did last Friday, and he talked about like when you're Superman and you put your cape on and how you act and how you stretch to do that. And watching those two cities put their cape on to go to battle and fight like that every single, though for those 2 weeks. And the cool thing is I want to keep seeing those two cities keep their capes on even though the battle's over. So it's congratulations to Detroit, but I want to see both those cities keep their cape on and continue to bring in those 100 people to the hot spot every single week, and continue to bring those new people in and continue to grow that stuff. And it's just fun watching that, because a cool contest like that gets it going.
That's
but
right.
It's up to us to keep going.
That's
you
right.
know?
That's
And it was
big.
fun. It was fun fighting with Davies and Crane and me and Terry up there fighting with them and stuff. But the most important thing is it was the hot spot people at those hot spots that built that. The four of us, we had a cool poster made of us, you know, all that kind of stuff, and we had fun with it. But those people in those hot spots are the ones that are bringing them in. Those are the ones that put their capes on. They're the ones that did that, and continue to grow on that side and do those things, and just continue to build that. And I actually challenge all the hot spots across the country to go after Greensboro and Detroit and try to beat them every single week. Having that battle every week in your hot spot to make it the best hot spot to fight against Detroit and Greensboro, and you have those 100 people, you have those over 20 guests on there on a weekly basis and stuff on that side. So, but I'm fired up to be here and get to be here with my buddy Big Mike and get to do the TWC. Mike, tell them some of the things you're fired up about, buddy.
Oh my gosh, it's been crazy. I mean, we're going to get into it a little bit more, but right now I'm really fired up about the team. I'm fired up about what I see. I'm fired up about the future. Here's some good news. Alaska's still on. Still in Seattle. And Andy's out there like Albright's out there like Andy Riddle said, trying to make it better for us. So how do you make something good better by making it great?
All right, come on now.
And we're going to get great.
Yeah, we are.
We're getting greater and greater and greater and greater, and pretty soon, from that, it goes to unstoppable. And it's all because of you. I've been watching the teams. I've been watching, in particular, my team. And I've been watching guys like Brian.
Yeah.
He's slaying it now with the ERSs.
Yeah.
And Hernan's following him.
Yeah.
And we got some new people that are coming on. And the changes I'm seeing have all been great, But here's the biggest change that I really like seeing.
What's that?
The change that's in me.
Come on now. Talk about it.
The change in me is a lot cooler to see because when I change, everything else changes around. You all change. You look different too. See, right now, because I changed, I probably look sexier.
Yeah, you do. I mean that.
Huh? Don't you think so? Look, I mean, look here. Huh?
That's all swag.
That's it. Yeah, swag. That's it. So there's so much to be thankful for, and so many great things going on right now. Why don't you go tell them the leaderboard?
All right, man. I think it's that Ito diet you're on. That Ito diet is the one that's doing
Ito is good because there's no thinking about it. It's just eat it.
It's that Ito diet. Mike's on that Ito diet. So, well, awesome. We'll get into some leaderboards.
Yeah.
I love me some leaderboards because that shows the people getting the results and going out there and doing that.
Right.
The scary thing is I think I figured this TV out.
Oh boy. Oh
And
boy.
if I figured it out, I'm going to have to get one.
Oh
So,
boy.
that's what the scary part is. So, Power of 10 this week. Weekend in September 21st. Power of 10. Power of 10 to everyone out there. Once you get started, we want to get you to your first 10 apps as fast as we can. This is a report showing the people that did it this week. The thing I'm fired up about it, this is a true focus for me and my organization, is seeing how many people we can get on this Power of 10 report. And it's fun doing that and helping new people get to 10. But the thing I've been noticing over TWCs as we've been going over the Power of 10 reports over the last couple months, the first couple times when we did it, there was like 2 or 3 people on it. And then there was like 5 or 6, and it keeps growing and growing and growing, and we're getting the momentum going like Mike was talking about, and getting better at helping new people get started quickly. And you'll see it today. It's a much longer list than 2 or 3. So we have on here Michael S., part of Grace McGill's group. Fabian J., part of my organization.
That's right.
Martha M., part of Stephen Davies' organization. Brad S., part of Diane Lampy's, the Lampy Warriors. Fred B., part of my organization, down in Chucktown. I'll be with Fred tomorrow. We got Joe C., part of Kyle and Shard Cater Group. Sam A., Adam Katz's organization. Donna M., Jason and Tawny Carey. Ooh. Guess I can't get one yet. I made it blurry. Douglas S., Stephen Davies' organization. Marshawn A., part of the Lampy Warriors. Luis A., part of Dr. Phil's team. Marvis K., the Scheitland team. Norma A., part of Dr. Phil's team. And Tariq S., part of Matt Goodrich team out in Vegas. So just a growing list, guys. It's crazy because I remember when we started posting these leaderboards, it would be like 1, 2, maybe 3 people, and we'd be fired up over 3. And just how this is growing and all these new people getting 10 apps in is just awesome. It's just a thing I love to watch. And all of them get like a T-shirt and a nice little folder and like a certificate and stuff. Everyone likes getting a certificate. You know, getting a certificate on that side. Let's see if I can figure it out now. We got the Rolex contest.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Uh-oh. So we got the Rolex, the 2002 Rolex contest. So we got Mark H., part of Davies' organization in first. Michael and Angie Owens in second. John C., part of Adam Katz Group in third. Adam J., part of Grace McGill's team in fourth. And Joseph Dukes, part of Joe Dukes Group in fifth. And then we got these people that are close.
That's right.
Like if you see your name there, you're close. You get a picture of a Rolex if you ended up staying there.
A Casio.
You get a Casio?
A Casio.
You're going to buy him a Casio?
A Casio.
Ah! Yep, definitely can't get one. I keep screwing this thing up. Okay, but that's all the people that are close. The roll-up contest. And it's just cool because it's a vintage 2002 Rolex, the year the Alliance got started. You know, and Andy and Holly Davies have been searching all over, getting them, pulling them up and stuff. And it's cool to see this and the contest here. We'll get it back on the people leading right now. And just seeing these guys going out there fighting for that Rolex and winning contest on that side. The next one we got is the Foresters Fire Drill, the 90-day contest with Foresters. And these are the people that are going to qualify. So Andy's taking we're flying up to Foresters. Andy in the Inner Six, we get to fly up to Foresters, and we have a contest to see who else is going to go with us and hang out at Foresters for a couple days up in Canada. They're taking us to a Raptors basketball game, which is crazy.
That's big.
And I've been to a sporting event with Foresters before.
Yeah.
It's not like you sit in the nosebleed seats. It's usually a box with a lot of food.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like they always liquid courage, right? So they like Foresters. Like we like to have fun, make money, and make a difference. And Foresters is always like we're real big on that making a difference part. But they are the most fun people that you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah,
and they like to make money too. So they really like all three as well. But this is a contest. If you don't believe it, go up there and meet them and do it. But these are the purple people currently winning. The veterans, we got Debbie Ben, Mike and Michelle Alleman, Jonathan Yankee and Megan Alleman, Eric and Bobby Belair, Minerve Profil, Steve M, Mark H, and then we got a rookie jumping in there, Jerry and Cassie down in Chucktown.
Whoa!
Knocking out some of the veterans. And then we have Lee R, part of Jason and Tawny Carey's team, and then we have the people just missing here in the white. And then we go down and have some more rookies. We have Jake and Verda Veray, part of Joe Duke's team, as a rookie making it in the contest. And then we have down here the other rookie making it, the third one, Mia Fidnell.
Whoa!
Now I'm telling you, Mia, you're on there, but you're the gatekeeper right now. You see this one right here, Gary P. Gary P. You're at 14,285. Guess what Gary P's at? 14,140.
Uh-oh. Put a wiggle in the jiggle.
145 bucks, Mia. I'm impartial about it because they're both part of my organization. So it's I would like to see them both go, but it's just flipping. So these are the people that are close. The contest is still going. It goes through the end of October. So you want to keep the foot on the gas and keep going and get up there and see Foresters and get to go around that and be part of the contest. And it's just cool, guys, because when I was getting started and getting going, I was always trying to get around the top leaders, Andy Albright, and get to know the insurance companies and stuff. And this is a small group of people going, and you'll have complete access to everything to get around them and talk to them and hang out with them and build those relationships. If you're on here, I'll try to knock some of these guys off so you could go if you're close. Like Janina, it's right there. You just knock some of these people off. Knock Lee R off. You don't want to go anyways. You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. So that's a cool contest there with Foresters. All right, so we got the next one. As Mike said, the Alaskan Trip's still on. Well, this is the manager one.
Okay.
This is the manager one. So these are the managers that are qualified. We have 11 managers that qualified. And then we have a bunch of them really close. Jason and Tawny are right there. Sydney and Justin are right there. Jeremy Patton's right there. So they're about to go there. They got the manager one. And then we have the sales agents one. And these are the people that are qualified for that. I'm not going to read them all, but it's a list. But we have some new ones today.
New people. So, if you've never been on one of these our trips, it's off the chain. It's once in a lifetime. Me and the Tomato went out not too long ago. We went out of town, and that AKA Amy. And I started thinking. I said, "This is not like the Alliance." I mean, once you go on an Alliance trip, you're spoiled the rest of your life. You know what I mean? It's not the same. So we have 3 new winners. I think one of them's in the house. I heard one of them's in the house. Austin Heda. Come on up there, Austin. You put that up there on that boat up there. Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, he's up top of the mountain.
Oh, baby, you're on top of the glacier. Good job, brother. Congratulations. Awesome. Now we have Carmen Hornberger.
All right.
I don't know who that is, but I do know who this is. Mike Rodriguez also is going with us to Alaska. So, wait a minute now. Let's see here. I'm going to put Carmen in the captain's chair.
All right.
And let's see, Mike.
Roll back, put it back.
You want him in the back?
Yeah, roll back.
I can put him in a lifeboat. Here, I'll put him right here in a balcony. He's in a balcony. There you go. Congratulations. There's still plenty of time.
Yeah, it is.
There's still plenty of time to get a dream.
Yeah.
All it takes is a want to.
Uh-huh.
That's all it takes. And just making some phone calls like Andy Albright says.
Yeah.
So, what else?
It's crazy. It's cool seeing Austin put his sticker up there on the board because I've been with Austin for the last 3 days. It seems like he was in Charlotte and Greensboro, and now he's here. And I just keep hearing from, my good buddy Teddy Soto. And Teddy keeps telling me how much he likes this guy. So he's like a teddy bear. You know what I mean? But that's it's just fun watching these people qualify and go on the trips and get to go stuff. And these cruises are amazing, guys. It's another great spot to get around the team, get around the carriers, and you got them stuck on a boat so they can't go anywhere. Right. You know what I mean? So it's all that kind of stuff. So it's cool on that side too. We got a couple more contests going on. Well, we got one more that we're going to talk about today.
Oh boy! Oh boy! I had a big one.
The 3 to be free. The 3 recruits to be free. Leaderboard. See who's on it this week. We can see who's number 1 this week.
Easy.
Well, I will say that's part of it right there.
Don't show no more.
There is a new number 1 on the leaderboard.
Okay.
It's been cute up to this point, I will say. It's been cute, someone else holding that spot warm for me. But we have a new number 1 at 39. New number 1. Just last week Terry said Jason and Tony were in first, and I was like, wait, we're tied. We're tied. So I had to make it clear this week how cute that was. But Tony, I'll be sending you your second place emoji here shortly. But Jason and Tony in second place, Alex Abian in third, and it just keeps going down a great list. All the people that are on there to get 3 to get free. We keep going, the list keeps going, the list keeps going.
That's right.
Holy cow. All the way down to 45 people on the list. And then we have a bunch with 2. Look at this. Wesley's at 2.
Yeah. Big country.
He does one more. He needs to do one more.
That's right.
And you just keep going down the crazy list. All these people are getting the T-shirt. Yeah, Chris Long, I can't get this board yet. I keep making it blurry. And then right there, then you got the ones. So down there, we don't want to look at the ones. So just a crazy list, a cool contest that Andy has going on, 3 to be free. The T-shirt, you get the new coin, and all that stuff. And again, we have the new number 1. Let's just... There we go. just to be clear. Just to be clear.
Wow.
So, yeah. Tony's been talking trash, I'm telling you.
Yes, yeah.
Kyle, I told her to be careful. I told her she should call you and find out how that works out when you talk trash midway through a contest. So.
That's my big brother right there.
I told her to talk to you, Kyle. But we'll see. But it's been cute. So,
cute.
But it is cool. It is so much fun hanging out with my buddy Big Mike, and we got some stuff we're going to talk about today and get across to you. So, Mike, can you light them up, buddy?
All right. Andy Brittle.
Uh-oh.
If it wasn't for Andy, I wouldn't be where I'm at here. I wouldn't be here right now. So, what are some things that? How can we get better? And one of the key things, I was thinking about this for a while, and I'm talking to myself right now. Okay, I'm really talking to myself. I'm trying to help me, but I hope you hear what I'm saying. Okay. One of the things that I have to start doing is stop negotiating the price. Stop negotiating the price. See, my dad was a cop in the suburbs of Chicago. And my mom, she stayed at home and she took care of me and my 2 sisters. And even with my father, my dad working 2 part-time jobs or having an extra job, we did not have a lot. We lived in scarcity. We were poor. Let's cut to the chase. We were poor. We didn't have a lot of money. Cops don't make a lot of money. And my parents looked at everything based on price and cost. Everything. And coming from scarcity, I looked at everything from price and cost. My entire life. How much was it? How much was it? Cost too much? I mean, you hear these guys say it. What side of the menu are you going to look on? Okay? That was me. And I'm beginning to look at things a little bit differently now, because here's what I'm finding out. Rich and successful people don't look at price and cost. They look at worth. Okay? What's it worth? When you look at things, when you look at worth, it changes the way you look at things. See, I've been negotiating my entire life based on price and cost. Instead of asking, how much is it? I'm asking myself, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth doing the extra? Is it worth doing one more? I look at things by, little things have changed because of that. Like, I still need to be reminded about it. I'm trying to get better. By no means don't think that I have this down. But if I can do it and not have it down, so some of you are smarter than me, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a freeing experience when I'm not negotiating price anymore, but I'm looking at worth. Why is that freeing? Well, it's freeing because when I look at the worth of being in good health, or having a good relationship, or having a bigger business, I don't know how much it costs me to have it. Is it worth having?
Okay.
Is it worth it?
Yeah.
And if it is worth it, prices, cost doesn't matter, does it?
That's good, big Mike.
It don't matter. And I could totally commit to a better life, to a better relationships, to a better health. I mean, look at me, 6'4", 270 pounds, twisted. Well, not so twisted, but still. And it's just more about asking the worth. Is it worth chasing? My first conference ticket I bought, you know, we have these 2 conferences twice a year. My first conference ticket I bought, it never comes conveniently. You know what I mean? When something costs money, it's never convenient.
Right.
Car breaks down, conference comes, it's never convenient. But I bought my first conference ticket based on worth, because I believed what they say. And it wasn't convenient. Had I gone off a price, I wouldn't be here today. Had I gone off a price, I don't know where I would have been. It was worth going. If I went off a price and I was worried about the price and went to the conference, I'm going to be thinking about the price and not the content of the conference. The worth of the conference is more than the cost of the conference. And what other things in my life or in your life have you missed because we've compared it to cost or price instead of worth? Is it worth it? I am trying like heck to stop asking, how much is it? I am. I struggle with it. I was brought up in it. How does a person stop doing that? Getting around the leaders. The man over there.
Yeah.
Getting around him. Andy Albright. Yeah, we have this thing at the end of the year, another conference. Get around the winners. Get around the leaders.
Right.
The Roberts, the Fitzes. I don't want to, if I mention names, like, you got cool people like, oh, God almighty, I could keep going on and on. I don't want to mention any more names. Chadwick and Melanie Ray. There's the epitome of cool. Chad Ray. All right? You know, he's cool, right? And, but it's worth. People around me, my friends, when I started here, they told me I was working too much. I was working too much. These are my friends. That's what they did. And what they were doing is they were telling me how much it was costing me. All work, no play. But you need, see, here's where I think I won. I said it's worth it. It's worth to excel. Because I'll explain why here in a minute, why I thought it was worth it. They were trying to have me negotiate my price, my cost. How much is it going to cost? How much will it cost you, Terry, for me to bribe you not to do go after what you want?
Wow.
How much is it? Are you going to get blackmailed on $1? What's it worth? Base more decision on worth, because when you base decisions on worth, it gives you this thing called gratitude. And gratitude is big in my world. Why is it big? Well, I'm in a constant state of gratitude right now. I wake up being grateful for the small things other people take for granted. And just so we're on the same page, think about this. You're not entitled to wake up. Waking up should be big news. People ask me how I'm doing. I say I'm fired up to be alive. And I mean it. You don't, I mean, some people aren't waking up. See, I had a health issue when I was younger, much younger. I had a problem with my heart. So I'm fired up when I wake up. It's when you have an experience that you begin to realize it's more important to be grateful.
Yeah, that's good teaching.
I used to take a lot of things for granted. And I still think I do sometimes. Things like electricity. Take it for granted. We get a hurricane. We get them in Florida. Power goes out. Guess what you missed first? Electricity. You took it for granted. You take it for granted when you turn the switch on and the light comes up. You also take it for granted we live in the greatest country in the world.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? People are fleeing to come here. They're trying to come here.
Right.
Relationships. I used to take people for granted, but I'm really beginning to understand that people are why we're here. People like Andy Riddle. It's easy to take people for granted when you're around them all the time. I have to get better at not taking things for granted. And you know why I'm grateful for the Alliance? Since May of 2019, I'm going to go through a little list.
All right.
Now, when I signed up for this Alliance gig, none of this was in my plans. Okay? All right? It's May of 19. Now, what are we in now? September. What is that? 4 months? Yeah. Okay, 4 months? Yeah. All right. Me and the tomato, a.k.a. Amy, we went to Paris, first time.
Wow.
I bought 2 pair of custom-made shoes in Paris, first time.
Wow.
Here's one of them. First time, okay? Went to Traverse City, Michigan, first time.
Wow.
I went flyboarding, first time.
Yeah.
I went to Mackinac Island, first time. I went fishing in Lake Huron, first time.
Wow.
I went to a college football game. Went to the 50-yard line and watched him flip a coin. First time.
First time.
I went to a college football game and sat on the 50-yard line, 2 rows back, and heard the coaches and the players. First time.
That's big, Mike.
I got to stay in Andy and Jane Albright's cabin. First time. I fished in a private pond and caught bass. First time. Now keep in mind, this is in May. May. Okay, May. I'm going to Alaska for the first time next year.
That's right.
So just since May, you wonder why I'm grateful for the Alliance? Gratitude's big in my world here, bro. Do you think when I signed up for the Alliance that I thought I was going to have all these first times? How many first times are you going to have? First time. First time. I want to know how many more first times I'm going to have. Because that to me is going to be, like, let me tell you something. When I went flyboarding, you all know what flyboarding is? They strap this thing on you, and you look like you're in the water, and you're floating around in the air with this water shooting down. You look like James Bond in the air, right? Now, it was Brant Swindell, Clay Murtis, Andy Riddle. Who else went?
Jill.
Jill went?
She was there. Olga was there.
Olga was there. Jill was there. So we went flyboarding.
Brandon was there.
Oh, Brandon Luntz. Yeah, he didn't go though.
Yeah, he was
scared. He was scared. So keep in mind now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm 64. These guys are half my age. Now, when I was their age, I didn't want a 64-year-old going with me to hold me back. But they let me come. So I think it was Clay Murtis that went, no, Brant went first, then Clay, and then I got up. I got up.
Yeah, you did.
And I got like, I don't know, how high did I get? 10 feet?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, maybe 10 feet. And I crashed too, though. Hey, don't think I was any good at this. But why am I telling you this? Because a lot of people 64 can't do that. But I felt young around these young bucks.
Yeah.
They inspired me to get up.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
How do you repay people who make you feel like that? You young bucks, you don't know what I'm talking about yet. 40 years from now, you're going to say, ooh, I know what he's talking about. You're taking it for granted. You're taking your age for granted because you think we have forever. We don't. But here's the cool thing about this. Why I felt so young, I hope that I inspired them, because me being my age getting up there, they said, I'm not going to let that old man beat me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it works both ways. That's what the Alliance is. It helps us come together and molds us to be better than what we were.
That's right. That's good.
It's huge. I feel so young around these young bucks. We went up this mountain. I don't know what, it felt like a mountain, a sand dune. It was pretty high. Well, I got halfway up. I was going to roll. That was with Robbie Kraft and them. And it's, why did I do it? I'm trying to keep up. And they push you. They push you to get better. You hang with the right people, they'll push you to get better. They're not the people that are saying it's costing too much. All work, no play. It ain't worth it.
Right.
It worth it.
Yeah. That's right.
It worth it.
Yeah.
It really is. It's worth it. So, you wonder why I'm grateful? I got to thank those guys because it brings you back. It brings you back. And yeah, they inspire me. They really do. And I love those guys. See, I have something that you guys don't have about that. I had the experience and I had the memory. You guys don't have the memory. You're going to have a memory going to Alaska. You'll never lose that memory. Nobody can take that away from you. You earned it. You didn't want it. You earned it, bro. All you did was do the do. So, One thing I'm always trying to remember. Where you came from. Don't lose sight where you came from, because that's going to give you the gratitude. You won't be living in scarcity and being poor, knowing where you came from. Never forget your past, because your future is not dictated by your past. Your past does not dictate the future for you. And hanging around these guys, you feel good, and you become unstoppable. You really do. You become unstoppable. But I can't forget where I'm at. Now, having gratitude, I'll tell you, life isn't always perfect, but having gratitude is the antidote for the bad things in your life. You'll forget about other things that are going on in your world. Okay? Being thankful for other things. Like breathing, that's a good thing to be thankful for. You know what I mean? And, but how do I get better at showing gratitude? Rather than talk about it, how do I show it? How do we show it? If we all have a state of gratitude, how do we show the gratitude? Mike, I'm talking about me, I'm not talking about you. Mike has to stop putting in hope effort in getting something he wants. Hope effort means I'm putting in a little bit, hoping I get it. You gotta go after it. And Andy Albright said something in the Ring of Champions, and it hit me right in the face. And he said, when did it take talent or skill to work hard? When? What's holding you, you know? And I sat and I thought about it, and I said to myself, how do I repay what the man's doing for me with all these firsts? I need to stop putting in hope effort, and I need to put in real effort. What's hope effort? I feel like doing it. Well, I did a little bit of this, that's okay. See, I mean, I would like to really, if I was to evaluate me, how much effort am I really putting in? Am I giving it 100%? Are you giving 100%? The winners are giving 100%. See that board that Andy Riddle was showing? Yeah. I question if all those guys are giving 100%. They're being celebrated. But I believe there's more in you. There's always more in us. It's just a matter of getting it out. It really is. I mean, did I think for a second I was going to get up on a flyboard? Really? But I had to pull it out. I had to pull it out. And it's in you. All you got to do is say it's in you. If you can say it once. Say it's in you. It's in you. If you can get it in you, you're going to get it. How do you show gratitude? By doing more. Grow. Show gratitude. I mean, how can Andy Riddle, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. How do I show gratitude? Talk about it? Why don't I do something about it? If somebody helped you move, if somebody helped you in your life, what would you do about it? Would you talk about it, or would you do something to help them? Why don't we do the same? Why don't I do the same? I believe the Lions made a real difference in my world, because I feel like a different person than what I was when I first started. I feel differently about all of you than when I first started. And more importantly, I think there's more in me since I first started. We got to go inside and pull it out. These guys are winners. So I want to give it to my brother, or not my brother. You know, I got a book from him when we were in Andy Albright's cabin, and he wrote something in the book, and he called me his grandfather. But you know what? I'm honored to be part of that. Some people would take that as an insult. No. Give it up for my friend Andy Rolex.
Awesome job, Mike. Awesome job. So we came to talk about today is don't get outworked by your dreams. And don't get outworked by them. And it makes me think of Andy's coin that he came up with. It's what do you want and how do you get it? You know, and if you look at the side that says what do you want, you look at there and it says simple, clear goals. And you look on the other side and it says how do you get it? And it says do the do. And knowing what you want and wanting to get it is knowing that you get the choice, you get to choose the life that you want with the Alliance. It's not the life that's been handed to you. It's not the life that you go, whatever the choice is of the life that you want, you can go get it just by going out there and getting simple, clear goals and doing the do.
That's right.
You know, when I started 12 and a half years ago, I remember Tim Goat always tells me this is my unfair advantage, because at that point in my life, going through corporate America and working my way through corporate America and quickly realizing that the lifestyle I was having, I didn't get to have time with my kids. I was quickly becoming that father I didn't want to be. And then when I met Andy and Jane Albright and I watched the way that they were parents to their kids, made me say, I want that life. He gave me an image of what that life looked like and gave me a pathway to how to follow that to get to have that kind of a lifestyle. And it was clear to me with simple, clear goals how to do that, and I just have had to put in the do to continue to do it. Now the great thing about Andy and Jane Albright is they keep expanding that goal for me. Yeah. It is so much different now than it was 12 and a half years ago, the way they live. And it's given me more stuff with clear, simple goals and a path of just doing the do to go achieve that if I want to continue going towards that, which I do. And it's the cool thing is you get to choose your lifestyle. And then once you choose your lifestyle, you get the simple, clear goals, and then do the do to go get it. And so some of the things I thought over the last 12 years, watching Andy do and talk to him about and chasing those goals and not getting outworked for your dreams. Because when I thought of that topic, I was thinking of myself, well, it's your dream, so you're the only one working towards it, so don't get outworked for it. But it's in that sense of, it's what are you doing to not get outworked for your dream? What are you doing to put the urgency towards it? So some of the things I talked about, it was one of the meetings that we did, the Ring of Champions, but it was when we went to Cabo. It was probably about 5 years ago. And I remember where we were sitting on Andy and Jane's balcony, getting together and doing a meeting. It was this huge balcony, like probably the biggest balcony I've ever seen in my life. It had a hot tub on it. I think Chris Long's feet were in the hot tub, you know what I mean? And we're sitting up there talking to Andy, and I was asking him about being competitive with other people, and how do I do that and still be for them and help them and do that, and when I'm thinking of that as a challenge. And Andy told me that day, he's like, what I find is the greats of the greats in anything that they do are not competing against anybody else but themselves. And it's knowing when he said that, it took me, no joke, probably 2 years to actually grasp that and understand that response. And it wasn't that I didn't understand what he was saying, because I would look at the Michael Jordans, the Tiger Woods, the greats of what they do, but they always have a competition. They're always trying to win. And the more I've looked into what those greats did, they never even thought of those people as competition. They just thought of themselves, and if they did what they had to do, there was no competition. And understanding that, and Andy's been a great mentor and a great leader to show me that path and show me how to battle through that. So some of the things that I think are important for you to do in chasing your dreams, that's helped me when chasing my dreams, is consistently improving yourself. Okay? Consistently improving yourself. In the aspects of when you're getting going and stuff comes up and you're looking to get coached. like getting coached is one of those things I find weird, because I've been coached my entire life as playing sports and growing up. I've always seeked out being coached because I want to get better at what I did. You know, when I was playing basketball, if the coach came up to me, regardless of how good I played the night before, when we're going through game film and he says, hey, you need to put your elbow in on your jump shot, it's starting to go out, I didn't get mad and say, how dare he say that, I just had a good game. I was like, awesome, I can get better. And in this business, you have to be able to get coached and get around stuff. Be okay. You know, diamonds are created by pressure.
Yeah.
Okay? And they're created faster by the more pressure that's applied. Seek out the pressure to get better. Seek out the coaching to get better, to apply pressure on you. And the harder you want to get coached, the more you seek out that coaching to get that pressure applied, the faster the diamond will appear. But go out after that. And always be consistent on what you want to do to get to that next level on the coaching. Go out there and find great mentors inside your life. Find people getting the results in life that you want to accomplish. And so they can apply the correct pressure to you and get you there. And get crazy focused on that vision. Get crazy focused on that vision and going through there. And fight for that improvement and self-improvement. And fight for it daily. So, Tim Go told me this once. He told me when I die and I go to heaven and I meet my maker, he's going to introduce me to somebody. That person he's introducing me to is the person that he created me to be. And when I meet that person, I'm trying to be a twin of that person. I don't even want to resemble them. I want to be the twin. And what Tim told me is what hell is when he introduces that person, if that person is a complete stranger.
Wow.
And I'm battling every moment to consistently get better, improve myself, and chasing that ultimate goal. So you have to have big reasons. You have to have big reasons to get up. The way my body works and the way my mind works and the crazy stuff is I'll quit on myself in a second. So like one of the battles I had when I first got in this business, I came across shy when I met new people. It was hard for me to go into the house. It was hard for me to meet a new person and open up to them inside that appointment. It was hard for me when I recruited someone to have a conversation with a stranger. It was one of those things I struggled with. And I remember Andy telling me, he's like, what you need to do is every time you stop and get gas, you have to have a conversation with someone else at a gas pump. And I'm telling you, it wasn't to sell them anything. It wasn't to recruit them. As Andy put it, it was to talkie. And I had to learn to talkie to people. And I'm telling you, for the first week that I did it, every single time I stopped to get gas, I saw someone else at a gas pump, and I was like, I ain't doing it. That guy looked crazy. I'm not doing it. I'm going to tell Andy I did it, but I ain't going to do it. I'm going to tell him what happened, tell him what all I learned about this guy standing over there, because I think I can figure out his story just by looking at him. But I'm going to do it. Then I stopped to get gas again. I was like, nope, that one doesn't fit my criteria. I didn't talk to that one either. They don't look nice enough. I'm not going to go talk to them. They look mean. You know, and it's just, I would quit on myself. And it was in the aspects of doing that I would continue to quit on self-improving myself to get past that fear that I had, okay? And I would keep selling myself short and quitting on myself, because what I would say is, at the time I was 30 years old, and I was like, I've made it this far in life, I'm okay with it continuing going. I can deal with this. I got this, no big deal. And then I came to a conference, and I heard my good buddy Stephen Davies on stage say this. He goes, anything in your life that you're unwilling to take the hit for, your kids get to take that punch for you. Wow. And the next time I stopped at a gas station, I was like, I don't want to talk to that guy either, but I don't want to have my kids have to deal with this. And I find every single thing I have to deal with inside of me to get better, I have to make a reason bigger than me, because I will quit on me. So I have to trick myself, come up with a reason how that's bigger, why I'm going to do it on a daily basis. It's like one of the things I fight with every day. I've been starting rituals and habits and stuff that I'm trying to develop in like routines and what before I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning. And for me being all over the place. Organization is not my strength. Okay? And developing these things, and again, quitting on the things. Like, I know it's important to be in good shape. You know what I mean? I know it's important to do these things. But I have to trick myself because I'm like, you know, Terry, I got home late last night from doing hot spots, doing what I'm supposed to do, so I'm going to sleep in the morning and I'm not going to work out. You know what I mean? And then I'll quit every single time. Trust me, I think I have the best excuses to myself to why not to do stuff, especially in the morning. You know what I mean? My morning excuses are better than my afternoon ones, I'm telling you right now. So when I wake up and I have those excuses, but what's challenging me is with those habits and rituals I'm trying to develop and get better at, is I have to trick myself in the sense of why I'm doing it. In my mind is, if I don't get up and work out, I won't see my kids get married. Not saying it's true. In my mind it is, because I have to be healthy to be around for it. And trust me, when I start thinking that way, it's not as hard to get up. Mm-hmm. It's not as hard to get up and do those things. So it's tricking yourself and building those things that are bigger than you, and you taking those punches in your life instead of leaving them for someone else in your life to have to deal with them later on. It's knowing that sense in the aspects of doing it. The other important part is, as you chasing your dreams, you need to touch your dreams. You need to touch them. I don't know what your dreams are. My dreams were to live a different lifestyle. My dreams were to travel all over the world with my kids. My dreams were to spend crazy quality time with them, watching Andy and Jane, what they were doing with theirs. But you have to be able to go out there and touch your dreams. If your mind will generate things that it is familiar with. So you can say this is your dream, but if your mind does not know what it is, it cannot achieve it and go get it. So you have to put these things that you want to achieve close to you and get them normal inside your life. So things that Andy taught me to do years ago is, early on when I was having some success in this business, was to do things in a short time and travel and do things even when it wasn't even comfortable, in a short thing. We were the king of a 3-day weekend. You know, because I wanted to travel with my kids. I wanted to do it first class. Now, when I hit success, and every 2 months when I would hit a goal or hit success, and I saved up a couple $100, we would go drive to Orlando, which was 2 hours from our house, and get a nice hotel. Now, we wouldn't do the theme parks because we didn't have the money to go do it, but we'd get a nice hotel. We would valet. It was cool because my kids knew what valet was when we shouldn't be valeting. You know, you know, we went to a hotel once and we pulled in and we stopped and I was like, let's valet. And the guy came over and he's like, valet's full. And my daughters didn't understand what that meant. But it was because we touched our dreams so many times to do that stuff. And they knew what valeting was at a young age, and it was an option. You know, when I was their age, I didn't even know it existed. It was cool to know the options, but touching your dreams. So every 8 weeks, if you've done what you're supposed to do, you do, and you've achieved your goals, save some money up and go touch it. Go travel, go do that. Go get in front of your dreams. And I'm telling you, when we were staying at these crazy nice hotels, we would stay at the Gaylord Palms in Orlando, one of the most beautiful hotels there is. You know, they have this crazy courtyard with alligators in it and different stuff, and they have sometimes they just do crazy stuff there. You know what I mean? And it's a 5-star hotel. We've stayed at the Ritz-Carltons before, you know, and just stay there, and you look for the deals when there's deals on them. You know what I mean? Don't go during the holidays, they're more expensive. Go when people aren't there, it's cheaper. But when you start going there and living that lifestyle, one is you're touching what you want to touch. Your mind gets familiar with it, and over time, you start understanding that you deserve that. And you start feeling like you belong there. And you start feeling that. And the more you can go out there and you can see it, you can touch it, you can feel it, and you smell it, the faster it will come to you. So if it's a house on the beach, go walk the beach and look at the houses on the beach. Spend time there. Know what it sounds like with the waves crashing. Know what the air smells like there. The air smells different at a beach.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Smells different. And touch it. Know it. Get that visual of what your dreams are and get out there and touch them as often as you can. But now here's the thing, you still can't forget to do the do. You can't be telling me, I took the whole week off to go touch my dream because I want to figure this out. I haven't had time to make dials yet. It doesn't work out that way. You touch them quickly. You just have to get around it. See what those things are. Go out there and achieve it, but building that mental and physical aspects of what you want to do and going out there and doing it on that side. And then also knowing that this is the next part, and it kind of leads into what I was saying with doing the do at that end there is getting to understand to use your time better.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right?
Ooh.
Understand
Amen.
how to use your time better. People that win, people that like to win in what they're doing, move at a different pace. They walk faster. They drive faster, Mike.
Oh, God. Don't tell them. Don't say it.
I asked Mike to drive on the way here. We got up to 46 miles an hour.
We got here.
And we went 3 exits too far. Drive faster. But always getting in a hurry to get to your destination. And when you're chasing your dreams and you're trying to get work and you don't want to get outworked to achieve your dreams, you have to go out there and do the things that you want to do it fast. So a lot of people, when they see their dreams, they think they're about to start like a 26-mile marathon. And what I find are that people that are successful, they don't do the things that they do different is their depth perception of where that finish line is much different. It can be the same distance away. It's just how they see that distance being different. And you want to be, if you want to be that guy a guy or girl that achieves your dreams faster, you have to get that depth perception of, even if it is a 26-mile race, it looks like a 100-yard dash. You are coming out faster. You are coming out faster. The last 3 weeks, things that I've done to chase my dreams and go to another level is I've increased my travel and my hotspots. Over the last 3 weeks, I'm doing 12 hotspots over a 3-week period. I was out on the West Coast, then I was in Florida, and now I'm in South Carolina and North Carolina. Heck, we had to do a hotspot on a Sunday just so I can get them all in. You know what I mean? I was getting text messages like, you're doing it on a hotspot. I was like, there's not enough days in the week. I got to do one of them there. I got to figure this out.
That's good.
But it's moving at the pace to chase your dreams faster. It's a 100-yard dash. It's not a 26-mile marathon.
Right.
And it's looking at it that way. It's moving faster to move towards your goals. Get that depth perception down and start running after it. And here's what you're going to find. The faster you move towards your goals, and the faster you get going, you start stretching yourself further. It's kind of what I was talking about with the Greensboro and Detroit over the contest, where they put that cape on. If you would have told me in 3 weeks I could do 12 hot spots and travel and do all that stuff, I'd be dead. I have more energy this morning than I've ever woke up with. I'm not taking the cape off, and the energy continues to come. Here's where people think it is. They think when they get tired, they need to sit down and relax. All that's going to do is make you more tired.
That's right.
What creates energy is movement, and the more you move and get up and go, the faster it's going to do. And what you're going to do is you're going to increase your level. You're going to increase your level of what you do. So if you think of yourself as like a thermostat that you're stuck at whatever degree it is, if you're an 85-degree thermostat and you live your life at 85 degrees, the only way to increase that thermostat for you, if you want to get to 100 degree, is 2 ways. One, get around people at a higher thermostat than you.
That's right.
Hang around them as much as you can. So if you're an 85er and you're hanging around 100 thermostat guys, you're not going to necessarily get to 100, but they're going to help you get to like 95.
That's right.
They're going to move you up. Get around them as much as you can. And the other thing that's going to change your thermostat is start moving at a pace that you're not used to. Start doing things that you're not used to. Doing the 12 hot spots over the last 3 weeks is changing what I think, my belief in what I can do. And it's changing my thermostat level because I'm moving at a pace that I'm not comfortable with. And you start changing. The more massive action you start putting towards your goals, the more you start believing not only that you can do it, but you actually believe you deserve it. And it changes your aspect towards it. So continue to do it. Continue to go that way and stuff on that side. Did you have more, or are you done?
No, keep going. I like what you're saying.
I'm just wondering what you're doing over there.
I'm taking notes of what you're saying.
I was picking on him for his driving. I didn't know what he was doing over there. So, get laser focused toward those dreams. Get as focused as you can that you can figure out what you want. And get focused on it. Touch it, get out there and do it. Most people underestimate what they can do they overestimate what they can do in a year, and they underestimate what they can do in a 5-year period. But get laser focused. It's one of those things that's knowing that you can go out there and achieve something and go fight for it. And it's understanding that you have to do it over time. You know what I mean? It's getting motivated for a week is easy. Getting motivated for a month is easy. Getting motivated for a year maybe easy, may not. Getting motivated for 5 years to chase something, 5 years to go after it, for where your dreams are, you know? Go fight for it for 5 years. Go fight for it and find where it's at. You will find out that you are more powerful when you get laser focused at chasing what you want. You get more laser focused on what you want, and it's going to come a whole lot faster. Here's the crazy thing. Society or life, whatever you want to call it, is constantly throwing things at you to distract you from that dream.
Ooh.
It is trying to get you knocked off focus all the time. And you can say, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Or you can say, this is happening to me to challenge me to stay focused. God is challenging me to see if I deserve what I'm going after. Take on the challenge. Stay focused. Say it's happening to me for me, not to me. Know where you're going for that. You need to stay focused for a period of time until you achieve that goal. You got to keep it going. You have to stay focused on that side. And when you get hungry and obsessed chasing after your goal and being laser focused at chasing it, start ranking yourself where you think you're at. Start ranking yourself of your hunger, how hungry it is, how bad do you want it? Your hunger level that you want it. If your hunger level's not a 10, get around it. Start experiencing it more. Make sure you want to feel it. I'm telling you, when we used to take those little weekend trips to Orlando and stay in a nice hotel, I was mad. It wasn't a fun, like my kids loved it and they thought it was the coolest thing ever and they loved all that stuff. I was mad. That's all we could do. Because it was touching my dream, but it wasn't my dream. It was showing me that we could do it. So when we're there and I'm hanging out with my kids and we're having fun and everything, internally I was mad. So rank what your hunger level is it, and then rank how obsessed you are to go after it. What are you willing to give up? Rank that as well. Rank how obsessed you are. What are you willing to give up? What are you unwilling to give up? You know, like one of the things I've always been unwilling to give up is my health. I don't want to give up my health. I don't want to give up. It's not worth giving up my relationship with my kids.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's not worth it. So rank your obsession towards it and figure out what you're willing to give up and what you're not willing to give up. You know, I always hear Andy talk about he gave up NC State sports for 5 years while he built this business, and now he's on the sidelines. You know, Mike was talking about the coin flip. You know, when we were up there a couple weeks ago on the sidelines with Andy, he's telling me you can't buy these tickets. Like no one could buy these sidelines tickets, and I'm like, well, I guess you can because you got them, but at some point you can. There's not a dollar amount on them, but if you do that, and then we start talking about it, and we're about like mid-game, and I'm realizing that me and Andy are the only two standing down there that are not either players, coaches, or working. And I'm like, huh. And he's like, yeah. I was like, so how do you get these then? Because there's no one, like, even the other people that donate millions of dollars to NC State are not down here. And he's like, no, like I told you, you can't buy these tickets. And I was like, well, how do you get them? He's like, I became friends with the coach. He gets a couple of them a game and he gives them to me. He's built that relationship. So when you go out there, how obsessed are you to have that? What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up, you know, your favorite sports team? You know, are you willing to give up looking at that stuff to chase that? Here's the thing. When your hunger and your obsession are both 10 and they line up together, you can't be stopped.
Ooh. Ooh.
You can't be stopped.
Ooh.
You could go from last place to first place inside of a year with the Alliance. So if you're an IBA today, you could be the biggest guy next year if you can line up your hunger as a 10 and your obsession of a 10 and stay focused over a period of time, you would blow back past everybody. It's understanding that you have to rank those and then line them up and do that. And change your temperature. Make sure you're around the people that are the associations. Association is so big.
Huge.
In changing your temperature. It is the biggest thing that in my life that I've ever done. I know when I first started, I would chase Andy Albright all over the country where he's at. I remember being in Columbus, Ohio, then I'd see him in Atlanta, then I'd fly here just to get around him and try to have moments of time and get close to him. I remember when he started getting to know me as a person and knowing my name and stuff, he didn't know where I lived because I would see him in all these different cities and he wasn't sure which one I lived in. And he never came to Jacksonville, so I never saw him there. So it was always in these other cities. So for years he used to think I lived in Tampa. I've never lived there, but it's just he would see me there, then he'd see me in Ohio, and it's just traveling around and changing that association. It's changing those aspects, and it's changing your temperature to go do that, and then putting that mass action towards it. Getting that massive action to go out there and fight for your dreams and change what you're going to do. Go out there and change where you want to be and all that stuff. I like talking trash to Tawny because she's a good trash talker, and on that leaderboard and stuff. And it's fun, but it's not about winning that leaderboard. It's about me chasing my dreams. And I know for Tawny, it's not about the leaderboard. It's about Tawny chasing her dreams. But if we can have fun little trash talking back and forth and keep each other motivated and focused for doing it, I'm all for it. But it's helping. We know that leaderboard is helping us chase the things that we want to achieve and do. And it's knowing in that aspects of doing it and having the aspects that you want to go out there. So it's taking the action, the immediate action in your life of knowing when you have those clear and simple goals, what's the immediate action that you're going to take today to go chase that?
Ooh.
What are you going to do right now? When you go to your hotspot, what actions are you taking right when you leave there? What actions are you taking? I go to hotspots all over the country. I'll hear something say in the rooms like, whoa, like that was life-changing. And then you ask them 48 hours later what they got out of it, and they said, it was awesome. And I was like, what part was awesome? Oh. And they said, it was great, man. It was one of the best hotspots I've ever been to. And it's like, what did you get out of it? And they took pages of notes, you know what I mean? And they got a ton out of it. But they forgot what it all was because they didn't take immediate action off of it. So it's understanding when you get around people that change your temperature and they're changing your temperature, you have to apply it or the temperature stays the same. Or you go up a short period of time and come right back down. So it's understanding that you have to take immediate action at things. You have to change things when you hear them. And then when you take that immediate action, understanding success is simply taking those actions and applying them with hard work and going out there and doing that. And applying that hard work to take the action to go out there and do it. And in those actions, it's studying the successful. When I watch Andy Albright do a TWC, I'm watching his mannerisms. I'm watching what he's doing. I watch how he says things. When I watch him coach, when he coaches me, not only am I taking the information that he's coaching me on, I'm also seeing how he applies it to me. A couple weeks ago on the TWC, he talked about Tawny being in first, and he mistakenly said, Andy Riddle's first. Oh, wait a minute, that one. I knew what he was doing, and it worked. Okay? That's the crazy thing. It's like, it drives me nuts, because I know what he's trying to do when he did it, but it still works. You know what I mean? It's like, you could sit there and be like, I know what he's up to, and then not put in the work. Right. But I was like, not only do I know what he's up to, he's right, and I'm going to go change that.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
In that aspects. But it's studying what he does, and it's studying everything that they do. You know what I mean? I always like when I have new agents say to me, I'm copying what you do. I'm going to order the same food that you have, And I was like, that's not, there's a lot of things I do you should not copy. I'm just telling you.
Keto.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things, and it's like, but it's knowing what the right things are to copy, And it's understanding when you start looking at the right things and you think something's right, understanding why that they're doing it. Like what Andy was doing in that conversation, I knew what he was doing, but it was still the right thing to do. You know what I mean? But he knows me. We have a relationship, so he knows how to get me to react and do. So study while they're doing it and doing it. And then know when you're going out there and taking action that you have a plan to do it. And understanding that you have to have a strong why. Why are you going out there and doing it? So when you're thinking of what is it you want, you need to touch it and have that. And then creating those simple goals and clear and simple goals and making sure, I thought I put it in my pocket. So you want to take it and you want to take the simple and clear goals and coming up that, and you want to start putting habits and rituals into your life to accomplish these. So when I was talking about like working out in the morning, like one of the things I do, I have my workout shoes and my clothes laid out for that. Because when I get up, it's almost like, well, it's out, I got to do it. You know what I mean? So whatever your clear goals are that you're chasing, create habits and rituals that you want to do to help you assist going through that stuff, because stuff's going to happen. You're going to be tired one day. You're not going to want to do it. And you have to, if you have those habits and rituals, it's going to start setting you up with higher expectations of yourself because it's already in place.
That's right.
And what you do is when you get tired or you are unmotivated, you're going to fall back to your normal habits and rituals. Well, if you start developing good habits and rituals, you're falling back into what you want to do anyways. And it's understanding that you can do it. It's understanding that if you want to become that diamond, you're applying pressure on yourself to make sure you do it. If it's important to you, you prepare to do it. And it's taking those reasons and making it important and fitting it in and knowing what you want to be. Understanding how leverage and reasons will change your life with habits and rituals. So it's understanding that me knowing that if I have the leverage of thinking to myself, if I don't stay in good shape, I won't see my kids get married, meaning I'll be dead. That's creating the leverage for me to get out of bed and go work out.
That's right.
What your dream is, what it is that you want, creating that leverage to you to go do it. And knowing those are the things that you're going to be driving for. And knowing that with all certainty, keep telling yourself, tricking yourself, whatever you want to call it, to keep chasing those dreams and going after it, and knowing those aspects on that side, that the things that you want to accomplish and go for from there. And this is big. This is one of the things that gets me. So think about this. As you're chasing your dreams, think about this and write them down. Take this, you don't have to do it now, but I mean, write them down later tonight. Put some thought behind it. What are the things that you're lying about to people?
Oh.
What are the things that when I say lying about, not like saying, not always necessarily with your words, but with your actions, you know? Like I always like the people that post like they're sitting next to a Lamborghini and they post it on their Instagram like it's theirs. You know what I mean?
Right.
What are you lying about to people? And then even more important, what are you lying about to yourself?
Ooh. Oh. Bang.
Figure out what you're lying about to yourself. When you know what you're lying about to people, and more importantly, what you're lying about to yourself, you can do something about it. When you start recognizing what it is very hard to play big in this business or in life when you continue to lie to yourself. And it's knowing that you want, if you want to play big, you can't continue those lies to yourself.
That's right.
You have to understand what you're lying to yourself and to play big. And you have to go out there and decide to do that.
That's big.
You have to make the decision that you want to be great. You have to make the decision that you're going to play so big, you're going to be great at whatever it is that you want to do. One of my goals is to be an example that Andy Albright can talk about that's changed the way that the Alliance, the people attack the Alliance, the people do it. So to do that, I have to go out every day and go harder and harder and harder and change what I want to do. You know, originally it was I wanted to have the most recruits, so we've been doing that. Now it's I want to have the most power of 10 people on the leaderboard. It's what are you doing to be great? What are you doing to play big? How are you deciding to put those actions in there? And then keeping your promises to yourself that you're going to continue to do. So stop lying to yourself and start keeping the promises that you're going to do to yourself. So you're going to tell yourself, I'm going to do something. And then if you go lie to yourself about that, you're basically all of a sudden just pulling yourself down to another level. Start keeping those promises. When you say you're going to go do something, go do it. Go out there, play big.
Big.
Collaborate with people. I'm telling you, it's one of those things. One of my goals was to have the most recruits on that recruiting leaderboard a couple of years ago. It started back then. And I would do about 2 or 3 recruits a month, and I thought that was good. And I wanted to take it another level. There's a manager leaderboard out there with how many managers, and it usually was taking about 10 to get into the top 10. And I was like, I just want to get on that leaderboard, Terry. So I started getting around people that were on the leaderboard trying to figure out what they're doing. And then I would start finishing 10, 9, 10, 9, 10, and I was happy with it. And then I would get frustrated, and then I got to about, go a little bit harder and get around the people on the top of the leaderboard and figure out what they're doing. I was getting around 5 and 6. And then it was one of those Andy moments again. I bought one of those packages at conferences and had a call with Andy. And I was sitting down, and Andy's in his office, and I'm in my office in Jacksonville, and we're talking about things. And he's in there, and Jeff Bright's in his office, and he goes to Jeff, he goes, Riddle's right here on this recruiting stuff, and he's doing good. He's doing good. He's like 6th place, And he's okay because he's worked his way up to 6th place because he didn't think those other guys that were in front of him to get to 6th, he thought he could beat them. You know what I mean? But he's been sitting at 6 for a while. And what it is, Jeff, is he's okay with the 5 in front of him. He's like, that's okay. That fits. He's been here longer. He'll justify why they can beat him. That's Diane Lampy. That's Paul Roberts. He's okay with those guys beating him.
That's big. That's real.
Same thing he did with that leaderboard like 3 weeks ago. And all that did to me is like, I know what he's doing, but then it drove me inside to be like, that ain't happening anymore. I am not okay with it. So collaborate. Get around people that apply pressure to you. When they apply pressure, don't get mad about it. They're trying to make you that diamond faster.
Yeah, they are.
Seek that pressure. Seek the pressure to do it. And then another thing, as you start going after your goals and start chasing your dreams, make sure you start controlling the way your mind thinks. I don't know if you're like me, but if I stop reading, I stop listening to audio, I will start thinking some of the craziest stuff.
Amen.
You know what I mean? I had a ride with Mike this morning. I was thinking some crazy stuff. Before I came down here and talked, I had to read a little bit. You know what I mean? I had to clear my head from my thoughts that I was thinking, Terry. I mean, I'm sitting there taking some notes, writing some of these notes out, and I look up and I was like, why are we 12 miles past corporate office?
That's not, it was.
You know what I mean? Where are we going? We heading home already? Did I sleep through this thing? Trust me, the thoughts in my head, I had to control.
Me
what I
too.
wanted to say, I had to control.
Me too.
Oh. But it's understanding that that happened to me. The reason it happened to me is because I guess I had to take more notes, so it worked out. You know what I mean? I guess it worked out. I'm not sure it's true. I'm still not convinced that's true, but that's what I told myself.
I took it for the team.
Grab control of your life in this way. And I'm telling you, if I was in control of my life, it would be crazy. Like I have my assistants in my office. I drive them nuts because I'm so uncontrolled, and their job is to keep it controlled. And it's like these two forces hitting each other nonstop. So I drive them nuts and they drive me nuts, but it's because I want to be more out of control, and they know their job is to keep me in control, even though that's what I wrote their job requirements because I know I'm thinking that, but I still don't want to be in control. I was like, I want to be out of control. I want to do whatever I want, whenever I want. But I make them do that. And it's understanding this. But when you start grasping control of your nights before you go to bed, like your last 30 minutes before you go to bed at night, when you take control of that and you start controlling your mornings, the middle of your day starts working out better.
Yeah, it does.
I'm not saying you control the rest of your day, but when you start taking control. So when you first wake up, don't grab your cell phone and start checking the stuff on it.
Big.
Take control of the things that you're going to do in your life before you go to bed and when you wake up. And the rest of the middle of the day starts controlling itself easier as well. And you start taking those aspects and understanding those things, that your day is not as crazy as you think it is. Because if you start taking that cell phone and you get that crazy text, it's tough to... Yeah. Remember when I told you it's hard for me I got a lot of excuses in the morning? You give me something crazy, I got a lot of excuses why that's important.
Amen.
And I started being like, oh, this is more important than that. And then my day's crazy in those aspects and knowing those things. All right, my favorite part of my talk, get relentless.
Oh.
Get relentless chasing after what your dreams are. Here's the thing, wherever you're at in the Alliance, especially when you're getting started, crap's gonna happen. It's going to happen. I promise you, it's going to happen. This business is full of false starts. You get momentum going and fall back. You get momentum and go fall back. You recruit an agent and you get them in class, they finish class quick, they fail the test 12 times. You know, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? You get them right in business and then they disappear. You know what I mean? You get them doing this, you get them, false starts, it's nonstop. You're gonna go back and forth. You're gonna keep doing that. And you keep working through it. See, with my goals, when I look at my goals, it's like you may beat me this month. I didn't catch you this month, you're beating me this month. You may beat me next month, you're beating me that in a month. But what you're not gonna beat me is over the year. You're not gonna beat me over 2 years. I'm like a dripping damn faucet. I am gonna keep coming after you. I am gonna keep coming after you. You are not gonna stop me. I am going to outwork that dream. I am going to chase down that dream. You may think you've knocked me out. You may throw something at me and you've knocked me down, but I'm getting back up and I'm still coming after you. There is nothing that's going to stop me from my dreams. There is nothing to do it. But what kills me is the people that go after their dreams half-butt. I wanted to use a different word. People that go after their dreams, the Alliance sales system. Acronym. If you want to be successful in your dreams, you can't go after it half Alliance sales system.
That's right.
You have to fight it. You have to get up off your Alliance sales system. Adam Katz is the one that told me that.
Thank you, Adam.
And here's what happens a lot. They'll get going, and you'll get some success, you'll get some praise, and you'll stop doing what got you there.
Yep.
You'll make some money.
Big.
Go buy a new car. You make some money, do this.
Yep.
You'll get a group going and be like, you'll hire somebody. You'll hire this one stud. You'll hire Terry and Tia Edwards, and they start building a team and building a team and building a team. You stopped hiring people in width, and you say, I'm working in depth, but you stop hiring width. You stop doing what you're doing. You need to be relentless on what got you there. You got to be relentless chasing the things that you do. You cannot stop doing what got you there. Because when you stop doing what got you there, that's going to go away. You got to continue doing what you're doing. When you hire somebody great like a Terry and Tia Edwards and you bring them into your team and they start doing things and they start copying you and you stop doing what you're doing, guess what? They're going to stop doing it sometime. You know, you hire Terry and Tia and they start recruiting, building this team because they see that's you're building a team and you're like, well, now I got them. I don't have to build a team. Guess what they're going to eventually stop doing? Building a team. You can't stop doing what you're going to do. You know, on these recruiting reports, I love being first. But what I love more than being first on a recruiting report is looking at the report and seeing all the guys in my organization on that report. Because I'm watching the guys fight what I'm doing. And I know the second I stop doing that, that gives them permission to stop doing that as well. The second I stop chasing my dreams, it gives them the permission to stop chasing their dreams. You must conquer this. You must be at it relentless. You must go after it. And it's okay to go after it. It's okay to chase your dreams. You're told all the time. I heard Mike talking when he was up here earlier, talking about how chasing his dreams. People told him it wasn't worth it. You know? It's funny. I spent some time with my family. I was in Charlotte on Sunday night. I drove up I did a hotspot in Columbia and drove up to Charlotte. Spent the night at my brother's house. Got to see him and his kids and hang around with them. And I was telling him down in Charlotte, I was like, it's weird because he's like my older brother that I always looked up to as a kid, and now he like looks up to me and stuff. And it's just it's completely messed up in my head when I go there because I'm like, this is weird. You know what I mean? And his kids look up to me, and it's that weirdness because I always looked up to him. And it's knowing that that when I'm in that environment, it's in the aspects of that's weird to me, but it's looking at it because at some point he stopped chasing his dreams. And when I was chasing my dreams, trust me, he was one of those guys when I was going through crap and I was dealing with stuff, he's like, go back and get a job. It's not worth it. It's not worth the fight. He's like, I hate seeing you do this. I hate seeing you struggle. I hate seeing you have to fight every day. And then when I started to get a success and started to make it, my mom would tell me how he thought I was lucky. And now when I'm there, he like brags to his kids. He's like, I always knew he could do it. I always knew he could do it. It is the craziest thing. You're going to have the same thing with your family. They're going to say, don't do it. Then they're going to say, you got lucky. And then they're going to say, I always knew you could do it. And it's the weirdest thing. But it's worth it. It's worth it. We went on a vacation this summer. Me and my daughters did one of our trips, and my daughters wanted to go out to California again and chase, chase or stalk, I don't know which one you call it, movie stars, both of them. And so we always take these cool trips, and my niece and nephew always get frustrated because they always see us post pictures of other cool trips. And they don't do that. Like they'll go to family's house and stay there for vacation and come home, which is okay, but they want to be on the trips that we're doing. So I was like, well, heck, we'll take you guys this year. So we fly them out first class to California with us. We rent a Range Rover because you can't drive around in LA in a normal car. And then we rented a 6,000 square foot house in the Hollywood Hills. And from the view from the house, when you walk in, the whole back side of the house is just glass.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow. And
you're on like a cliff. Like you'll fall, just driving up there is like crazy. It's these windy little roads and stuff. And you could see from the house, in every room of the house just is on this back wall, it's all glass. You could see the Hollywood sign, downtown LA, and Beverly Hills. The only bad part was the mountain stuck out a little too far so we could not see Santa Monica.
Wow.
Okay? And I'm taking them on these trips, and then we're going and do stuff. We went four-wheeling in Pismo Beach in these sand dunes that just, when you get out there, you can't see anything but sand dunes. Okay? One of my daughters got freaked out because they make you watch these videos, like crashing videos, and they're like, don't go flying over this. It looks like a jump because it could be a 1,000-foot drop on the other side. And my daughter's like, and they're showing people doing it, and my daughter's like, I ain't doing that, so she rode on the back. But well, she rode on the back. She would not ride on the back of mine because she knows I'm relentless. That's what I do.
She would have went on mine.
That would have been her speed. So, but it's always knowing that I could, taking them on those trips and doing those things. And it's just so rewarding to do it and then hang out at his house and hear how they talk about me there. You know, it's just cool. And then his daughter that's off in college now texts me the other day and says, where are we going next year? And my first response is, I didn't know this was a yearly thing. But it's understanding that I'm okay with it too. Because I'm like, I'm glad it is a yearly thing. But it's like, now what am I going to do? Because I have to up it over last year. We can't do something less now. You know, and what do I have to do to go do that? Go out there and know that you're going to keep fighting for your dreams. Go out there and keep being relentless towards it. Keep going out there going from good to great to unstoppable. You know what I mean? It's unstoppable. Trust me. We've been talking about what we're going to do next year. One of my goals is we're going to rent one of Andy's jets and take it because this first class stuff isn't as good as I think it is. We want to rent a private jet to go out there. And then guess what's going to come after that? We're going to be taking a private jet, but it's going to be my private jet, not one I'm renting. Right. But we're going to start taking stuff. Get relentless to what it is. It is okay to go get relentless and fight for your dreams. It is okay. You have permission to go do it. Don't let what your family says, your friend says, or what society says, or what Facebook says, or what Instagram says, what you should and should not do. You go chase your dreams. You get relentless after your dreams. You keep fighting after them. You may lose 1 month. You may lose it on 2 months. But as long as you keep fighting for a long period of time and keep going after it, you can chase down that dream.
That's right.
You can become that diamond.
That's
keep
right.
applying pressure to yourself. Keep applying pressure. Get around people that apply pressure to you to turn you into that diamond. The harder you fight to get better, the harder you want to get coached. When you get around your coaches and let them apply pressure with that heart, not with the ego that wants to fight back, with knowing that they're going to do it. You get around an Andy Albright and you get coached by them, he will turn you into that diamond. You will be able to take those trips. You will be able to chase down your dreams. And if you're willing to get relentless on it, you can do it faster than you ever believe, guys. It's been an honor to be here. It's been an honor to have Andy and Jane let us do this. Big Mike, it's been an honor, buddy, to do this with you. I appreciate you, buddy. Even though you have driving skills this morning, we're kind of crazy. The Alliance Nation, go out there, get relentless on your life, get relentless on your dreams, chase them down. Do not let the work get in the way. Outwork your dreams and go get them, guys. We love you. Have a great week.